So I have done sits where the person wants their cat fed 9 times a day. They want you to feed the cat off a spoon. I'm like, okay. That's the kind of thing that comes with free travel. I've stayed in homes all over the world for almost nothing, just by looking after someone's pets while they're away. But getting to that point takes a process. And today I'm walking you through exactly how it works, from applying right through to walking through the door of your first ever house sit. So getting started is maybe the only difficult bit because it can feel a bit scary. So that's why I suggest starting with a free account and just browsing. But what will happen as soon as one does a free account, they start to send you tips and you can kind of gradually just learn how does this work? What am I meant to do? Those tips are useful, but I want to tell you how I ignored the biggest tip, because the first, and it is a helpful tip, the first one is they say you can apply for house sits and pet sits where it shows on their website that there are low applications. Because as a new person on this website, it might be difficult for you because you don't have any reviews yet. Also, on the subject of reviews, you can usually have friend reviews. So I mean, just completely honestly, they don't have to join the website or anything. They can just send in a review for you. There's a link on your profile saying, do you want people who already know you to vouch for you? And it'll email them saying, can you say that you know this person? Da, 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 da. So I did get a couple of friends to write, oh, I know her, she loves my cat, da, da, da. So there were kind of some kind of reference there, because who's going to want to give you their keys and stuff when they don't know if you're going to be okay? So the way to get past that is those personal references, and it could be from your mum, it can be your best friend, it can be anyone can write you a reference. It's just someone to vouch for you. And they then say, okay, go for these ones that have got low applications. And that is a way to get one. So if you're feeling like, oh, I want to get on with this and do it really quick, you will be able to quickly get one, because it might be someone who's going away really soon and not enough people applied. So they'd rather have someone. And especially if you could do a phone call or a video chat in advance, that's very reassuring. They get to know you, makes the handover a lot easier. But I didn't do that. And that was because I didn't want to go and do a couple of days at someone's home. And I didn't want to go to a place unless I really wanted to go there. The way that I wanted to do it, I wanted several weeks in a row, and I wanted to be near a beach, and I wanted to have easy animals. So all that meant was it took me a bit longer. When they say, yes, let's do a video chat, they almost always, then my chances go up, and most of the time they do choose me. And that is because I do this one thing, which I'm going to share with you. If you get to the point of having a chat, I only ask about the animals. The whole chat, that is all I ask about. If there's something very specific that I need, for example, like I don't know what the weather is in that place because I've never been there before, I would ask about the weather. So that's something for me. Like I want to know if the weather's okay, because if they say, oh, it's 36 degrees and humid, it's too hot for me, 36C. If that's, 100 degrees Fahrenheit and humid, I can't handle it. So if I've never been there before, I might ask the weather. But the whole chat for me, the point of it is to ask about the animals, ask about their needs, because some animals have very high needs compared to what you might have dealt with in the past. You meet people with all different situations. So I have done sits where the person wants their cat fed 9 times a day, which I have done. I did that. I've done that more than once, because the cat has digestive issues and they want you to feed the cat off a spoon. I'm like, okay, sure. It's very funny, actually. I should video these things, but I haven't done. Or you'll have specific needs that this person wants, and that's why they want a pet sitter. Sometimes I just find it funny and I'm happy to do it. And sometimes I have to go, I'm not going to be in on those days. If I'm going to a place and there's a training or something that I'm going to and I need to be out in the daytimes, I wouldn't be able to do that. But if I'm working remotely and I'm coaching online, then I can do it. And then I just find it funny. To meet a cat that eats off a spoon or a fork is hilarious to me. I love all these things. Another thing I think would be a really good question to ask is, how close is the place to a shop? Or what delivery service do they use to have food and shopping delivered? Because I think I would love to find out in that first chat that I'm going to be okay. And I want to hear a lot about the animals, because I just want to check in with my capacity. The most important thing on your healing journey is you. The most important thing is that you don't overstretch yourself. If something sounds like it's too much, it's really okay to go, oh, I don't think that's going to work for me. And then you'll find another one that will be easier. But what if you do get it and it goes ahead? There's then the handover. And some people have a lockbox. So similarly to an Airbnb, they actually have somewhere where the keys are locked away and you have a code. And another way that it's happened for me is I arrive just as they're leaving. They are a bit stressed though. I'm not sure that's ideal, but it's their preference. So I have always tried to fit with whatever they needed. So they might say, can you come around an hour before we go so we can just show you the lay of the land and give you the keys? And that is because they're worried about leaving their keys outside, or they're worried you're not going to turn up, or they feel more confident if they've met you as well in person. And I really understand that. I think it must be take a lot of faith to just go, be like, sure, I'm sure she'll be here soon. We'll just leave. But I've done it both ways. I'm not sure there's any other ways. I think that either they're going to want to meet you and get you to come, although they might want you to come the day before. So if you're local to where you're going to do this and they ask you to come the day before, then it's up to you to think about if that's possible or not. Most times I haven't done that because I haven't been local. So I've let them know I'm going to fly in on that day. So I can't meet you the day before. But you might be the one who needs the reassurance. You might be the one who needs to know you're going to be okay. And so I want to let you know that it's really good to go step by step and then try and trust your instincts. So if you're going to do it for the first time ever, you want to let someone know exactly where you're going to be. You want to treat it with real care for yourself. I would consider looking on the website to see if they have a paid option to give you insurance. So some of them have the option that you pay a little extra. It might not be a lot. It might be like $50 more for the whole year for 12 months. And you have insurance that gives you that if something happens, like the people would cancel at the last minute, say they don't get to go on their holiday, or you get there and it's not okay for you, that the company will pay for you to have a hotel for up to 10 days in that same area. So for me, that's very reassuring. Like, what if I fly there and then they say, oh, I broke my leg, I'm not going on holiday? And they go, no, I don't have a place to stay. It's nice to know there's insurance for me to go to a hotel for 10 nights. That's great. That gives me enough time to either find somewhere else or make a new plan, right? So that's not a bill I really want to get for myself. So I would consider that. If that's something that you start doing it and you find like, oh yeah, this really works for me, you might want to look at a higher plan for that insurance. The homeowners have insurance too. They can choose to have the plan where everything in their house is covered, because I would hate to be there and then the boiler breaks or something goes wrong in the home and they're like looking at me, giving me the side eye. I don't want that. I want to know that they're properly insured for anything. But to be fair, these people are all lovely. And it was a complete surprise to me because I knew instinctively that it would be good for me to be around animals. And I knew at the time when I was beginning that I wasn't well enough to go running around with big dogs or for 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours at night. I was just walking gently at the beginning. Now I could look after big ruffian animals if I wanted to, but it was the humans that also had a huge impact on me because they were trusting me with their home and with their beloved animals. And that meant a lot to me. So my self-worth was really on the floor. at the beginning of that journey. I was just getting towards recovery. I really wasn't on firm ground yet. It felt shaky. And I didn't feel productive. I didn't feel I could work a full-time job or anything like that. So to have that feeling that I can't do much, it was really helped and soothed by people needing and wanting me to do this really important thing for them. Because when you think about it for yourself, do you think, who would you give your keys to look after your home and your beloved pet or pets? That person's important for you. If anything goes wrong in the home, you're going to want to trust them to look after things. It's very important that they give a lot of love and kindness to your animals. So it really means a lot when someone chooses you. So that really touched my heart more than I had even contemplated. It also meant I felt like I was being drawn into a community of people who cared about each other. And that was another kind of side benefit. In a lot of places that I stayed, I was shocked to find people left their keys out for me. So it would be next to a flower pot on the window ledge or on the door ledge or under the doormat. Yes, the first places a thief would look for the door key. But a lot of these people lived in a place where there wasn't a lot of crime, or there was just a lot of good feeling and trust between neighbours or in their community. So that again was very healing for me, coming from a city where nobody trusted anybody. I came from a background of beliefs that you don't trust your neighbours. I think a lot of people who are brought up in cities have that instinctive fear and distrust of others in that city. For example, if you travel in London on the underground, or perhaps in other big cities on the subway or the metro, people are not having friendly community chats together. Everybody's ignoring each other out of fear. So that was my whole life, and that's something that has completely changed. To build trust and to build community with others is extremely healing to the nervous system. Not that I'm suggesting if you live in a city, you leave your keys out on the doorstep. If you live in a big city, of course, caution is good. But it was very eye-opening for me and heartwarming. Most people think that free travel sounds too good to be true, or that you would have to be young and energetic and active enough to run around for 3 hours at a time with a big dog. But you don't. The ones that suited me the most were when the animals were sweet and easy. They would just want to sit on the sofa with me mostly and want pets and cuddles. That was the whole job. So if this is something that interests you, I would think about taking one action today, one practical thing. Depending on your capabilities, your window of tolerance, that one thing might be to do a visualization of the future. I'll put a link to meditations by me. There is one called Beautiful Future Day, which you might wish to use. It really helps you create that future and start drawing it close to you. Bearing in mind, that's what I did when I was bedbound, and now I am living my dream life. I'm living what I visualized. I cannot emphasize enough how this works. And if your capacity is a little bigger, I would suggest doing that as well, perhaps doing it every day at bedtime for a week to see how that impacts. Things will start changing already after a week. But to also take a practical step, like download an app and start a free account, and you could start browsing. I would encourage you to not rush. You do not need to start going, the plan is it's for this date and that. And you don't have to create urgency, because that can actually already bring up some resistance and scarcity, like, I want to go in 2 weeks, but I can't, and you start focusing on the I can'ts. And we don't want that. We want to start to create possibility. What can I do? I can look, I can dream, I can get ready. I would also encourage you to grab the free roadmap to nervous system healing that I've made. It's got free private meditations that are ad-free, and it has the first 5 steps that I took to real recovery. So I share with you exactly what I did that worked so that you can do those steps as well. Thank you for being here. It means a lot. Take good care of yourself now.